welcome to my creative space. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Welcome to another DIY video. If you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe and join this creative squad. For today's video, I actually asked for your help on YouTube on my community tab. I needed to decide what kind of DIYs I needed to bring you this week, and you helped me narrow it down to a theme decor. I give you a few more options, and guess what? Bee theme decor won. So here I am with 3 bee inspired DIYs. I hope you love them. So let's get started. For this DIY, I'm going to be using 2 of these little beach houses. I showed you this as an option, but I do not end up using this, and you'll see why. Now, I also needed some yellow. I thought I was going to need yellow, but I only end up using white paint. So there's that. We're going to start with the little houses by removing the little top piece, which is supposed to be the roof on this house. I thought I was going to use it. I don't end up using it, but it's definitely an option. You'll see in a little bit. Now, I need to remove the sticker that this came with, and I was trying to peel off this whole top part of it, but I end up deciding that's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sand it down here in a little bit. These do come with like little nails attached to it. I just took some pliers and kind of wiggled them around until I finally got all of them out. And now once that is done, I do show you here one of these broke. Just be really careful if you're gonna use them, and if it breaks, just glue it back, and there you have it. Now I showed you this because this is definitely an option. You can use the frame on these signs that Dollar Tree sells if you don't want to spend that much money. Now keep in mind that they're all 4 are not the same size, and that's the reason why I do not end up using them. But Dollar Tree did started selling the wooden longer pieces, so there's that. Here I am sanding down my little houses. Now I have my 2 houses down, and I also need an extra piece of wood, and here are the sticks that I'm actually going to be using. The wooden bottom, Dollar Tree does sell now wooden planks, so you're able to pick it up from Dollar Tree as well. And then here I am trying to find exactly where I'm going to be drilling the holes, because we're going to be creating a really cute basket. I did it off camera, and here are my pieces. Now I'm gonna use hot glue to attach the houses to the bottom of this, and I've already figured out that that was probably not gonna be strong enough, so we're gonna finish gluing the 2 little houses to the edges of this wooden piece. And then I decided I needed to staple them to make sure that they're not gonna go anywhere, and that this is going to be sturdy enough to carry it around. It's not like you're gonna be carrying it around, but I just wanted it to be extra secure, so I end up stapling the bottom. I do 2 on each side, and that is plenty and enough for me. And here is our soon-to-be basket. Now, here are the wooden sticks I was talking about. These are actually paint stirrers. These were used in one of my last year projects. I just removed them and I recycled them for this project. But you could definitely use the wooden longer pieces that Dollar Tree started selling, or you could even buy the paint stirrers and cut them to the size you need them, or use the Dollar Tree frame that I showed you earlier. They were not both long enough for me to cover this thing, so that's why I decided to switch to these, but definitely are options. Now, as you can see, I finished attaching the sides to this really cute basket, and I decided to go with white for my basket, but you're more than welcome to paint this any color. If you want to keep it bee themed, you could even paint this black, you could paint it yellow, and really any color you like. So I gave mine a really good coat of paint in the color white, and as always, I'm using my apple barrel paint because I like it. It works for me, but you could definitely use some chalk paint, just do whatever you want for your basket. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish painting my basket, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. Here is my basket, and as you can see, the bottom of this basket is actually a little bit distressed, which I really like that that's there. Now, I took the stickers, or I guess wall decals from Dollar Tree, and these are super cute, and I was so excited that I got to use these ones. As you can see, I cut this in half, and the word bee with this cute flower and the bee are going to go on one side of our basket, and then we're gonna do the happy on the other side. You don't even know how happy I was to use this because I've had these for a while and I could not figure out what to use them for, and then I was like, bee theme stickers, yes, I'm like really, really excited about this. I think this basket turns out really, really cute, but let me know in the comments down below what you think. As you can see, I had to cut this piece in half because it was way too long for what I wanted to do. So I placed the flowers at the bottom, and then there's a little bit sticking out, so I just trim it with my scissors. And then once that is done, I am going to move on to the word happy and the bee. And I think this is super, super cute. And again, if you wanted to seal this, if you think this is going to come off because it's a sticker, you could always seal it with some Mod Podge and it'll be good to go. Look how cute this is. I love it. Now for the next and last step, I took some twine rope and I am going to create our handle. I run it through the holes that I drill, and then I just trim the rope to the size I needed, and that is literally all for this project. Now you get to style it however you want. I will be throwing some greenery in there here in a little bit, but how easy and how beautiful is this project? I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for suggesting to do Be the Gore, because it's definitely helping me step out of my comfort zone, and I'm learning that I actually love it. That is all for this project. Now let's check out the end result. How cute is this basket? I absolutely love it. I think it looks really high end. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Don't forget to comment with any suggestions on videos I should be recording, because I'm so excited to create more content. Thank you so much for all your support, and now let's jump into the next one. For this project, I will be recycling this wreath from Dollar Tree. I'm also going to use different yellow greenery, some ribbon, and I'm also going to use some black paint. I will also use this circle round from Dollar Tree, and I am going to be using some more vinyl decals. Okay, first things first, I will be spray painting black my wreath. Once that is done, here is what it looks like. Now we're gonna have fun with some greenery. I am going to take all these flowers apart. I will trim them individually so I can manage them and add them to my wreath. And I'm gonna start with the yellow flowers. All of this greenery is from Dollar Tree, and honestly, you can have this decorated however you want. I'm going to show you the way I did mine, which is adding the big yellow flowers first, and then after that I start playing around with this other greenery from Dollar Tree. I don't remember what it's called, but all of this greenery is going to be from Dollar Tree. So they're a little longer and they're green. I really like them, so I kind of just started adding them on there, and this is just so I can get an idea on where everything needs to lay, and kind of starting with the big flowers so I can fill in the spaces. Now I'm taking the white flowers and I am placing them in between the yellow flowers, and then I just add the other greenery with the little hint of yellow on it, and I think it gives it a really nice look to it. Now these greenery, I want to say some of it is from last year's greenery from Dollar Tree, but you can definitely find a lot of this or similar to this. Now I had these other little yellow flowers. I started filling in the spaces wherever I thought it was needing a little bit more. That's where I added it. And then once that is done, here is a look of what I got going on so far, and I really like it. Now, I really want to make a bow because why not? It's a must, to me at least. And I am going to use this ribbon. This ribbon is actually from Hobby Lobby. I've had it for a very long time, but it's black and white, and I just thought it was perfect for this DIY. So as you can see, I trimmed a piece, and then I saw how big I need these loops to be. And then once that one was done, I took more ribbon, and I kind of just did an easy ribbon. The way I explain it is, however I tie my shoes, that's how I do this ribbon. I don't know what it's called, but that's what I call it. And then I just see how big the loops need to be compared to the one I already made. So once I figure it out, I trim it, and here are our two pieces. Now I am going to zip tie both of the pieces. Now I am not a bow maker or like a professional bow maker, so maybe I'm doing this wrong, but it works, so that's good with me. Now I dovetail the ends on my little bow. And so I'm gonna do one and then the other one off camera. And now I decided to create another bow with some Dollar Tree burlap ribbon, and as you can see, I could not decide what to do, so I decided to just use the burlap ribbon and the black and white stripe ribbon. And I am going to use an extra piece of ribbon, fold it in half, glue it together, and then once that is done, I will wrap, or I guess I'll glue both of my bows together first, and then I'll wrap around my extra piece that we just did, and I will use some hot glue. Then I'll wrap it just once, and I'll trim whatever I don't need, and then we're going to glue that down here in a little bit. And that is going to be all for this bow. I really like it. See, I couldn't decide if I wanted this or not, so I kept putting it back on there, and then I was like, you know what, I end up deciding that I don't want it. But yeah, so that's what we got. Here's our cute bow. Let me know what you think. Do you like it? Do you love it? Would you have done something different? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, for our third piece in this wreath, I take this round sign from Dollar Tree, and I am going to paint it completely in white. Are you shocked? Probably not, because everything I do is usually white. But anyway, once I finish painting it, I am going to let it dry, and then we're going to use our vinyl decals that I have, and this is going to say welcome to our hive. It was only fair because this is supposed to be a V theme, so I really wanted to do this, and I love it. Now I will say this vinyl is from Dollar Tree, and I don't know why, but I had used Dollar Tree vinyl before and it did not give me this much trouble. This was a new roll I just recently picked up, and I had the hardest time trying to get this to stick to it. But at the end, I figured it out. We did it and it kind of worked. Now, I had some yellow vinyl. I think it's from Cricut, the Cricut brand. And that one did not give me problems at all. So I do the honeycombs to the top and the bottom. I think that's what they're called, but I'm sure you'll let me know if that's not what they're called. But anyway, I did half at the top, half at the bottom. And how cute is this? Now this is what it looks like right now. Now here are our three pieces together. Now I'm going to start by adding a hanger to this, and this is definitely optional because you could definitely hang it without a hanger, but I needed something to hold my circle sign onto it, and I decided to use the ribbon. And I will not lie, it was kind of crooked, but you know what, it's okay because it doesn't need to be perfect, at least not for me. I think it still turns out really cute. So as you can see, I took that ribbon and I just placed the sign on top of it with some hot glue. I glued it together, and then all that's left is to glue our cute little bow to it. And again, I used some hot glue to glue that down, and I kind of just, you know, poofy the little loops on this ribbon, and that is technically all for this project. Now let's check out the end result. And here is my bee theme wreath. I think this turned out super cute. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Would you have done something different? I would like to know. For this project, I'm going to use this wooden hanging sign from Dollar Tree, 2 of the wooden crates, and then 2 of these wooden little containers from Dollar Tree. Now, you'll see a few things here we're not going to use, but I will be using the wooden stain and some white paint. Now I'm going to start with the wooden crates. I will be gluing the 2 wooden crates together, and then the other 2 square containers to the side. Now feel free to use a 3rd wooden crate. I just decided to do this because I wanted that different sizes on there, so that's why I end up using these 2, and then I also didn't have a 3rd wooden crate, so there is that. Now we're gonna jump next to staining our wooden sign, and I did remove the hanger off of this, and I am going to be leaving the information on any paint or stain down below in the comment, not in the comments, sorry, in my description box. And then I will be staining the front and the back of this piece, and then once that is done, we're gonna let it dry. And now I am going to use some white paint to paint our wooden crates slash wooden, I don't know, boxes. I will be painting this completely in white. And obviously you can definitely paint these boxes a totally different color, but I decided to go with white because I really like it and I feel like it goes with the theme I'm going with. But anyway, we're gonna let them dry. Once they are dried, it's time to put these two pieces together. So I will be using hot glue to do that, and I will use the hot glue on the taller boxes, and this worked out really great because I don't have to add anything extra. If they all had been the same size, I would have to be using something to hold these two pieces together, and I didn't have to because there is you know, that different size on that little square boxes. Now I cut with my Cricut machine the words "home is where your honey is," and I am going to be adding those to my wooden sign. And I don't know why I did this. I should have just used you know, the transfer paper, but I did struggle a lot doing the circle round one that we previously did on a wreath, and so I decided to just use my hands to attach these to my sign, and I think it was a wise choice because I struggle a lot on that other one, and I think this was way faster. But anyway, I was gonna say also that you can definitely recreate this using stickers, or again, I feel like I sound like a repeating, you know, person, but you could also, if you have pretty handwriting, you could also write it on this piece, but that's not my case, so that's why I used my Cricut machine to cut the words for me. And then I added two cute little bees. How cute is this? Now all that's left is to add greenery to this. I decided to add some floral foam, and then I added some Spanish moss in there to, you know, cover the foam and the gaps. You know, I don't want to see all that stuff down there, so I used the Spanish moss, and then I just had fun adding some greenery. You can add any type of greenery. You could add yellow flowers. I didn't have any left after the wreath, so that's why I decided to just add a bunch of greenery, and I do end up adding a little bit more with the little yellow flowers on there later on, but you won't see that until the end result. That is all for this project. I hope you love this. Now let's take a look at the end result. And here is the end result. I absolutely love how this little cute planter slash sign turned out. I absolutely love it. Let me know in the comments down below if you like this box, or let me know if you have a favorite DIY in this video. I would love to see your comments down below. Leave any DIY suggestions. I'm always open. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on my next DIY. Bye.